Well, good afternoon, guys. Uh, Let me quickly introduce myself before we get started, and definitely would like to know you guys. Um, my name is Manoj Patil. I'm the founder and CEO of New Horizon. I'm also a college president. I've been doing this for 16 years. We have had more than 6,000 students who have gone through this program. So what I want from you guys is when I'm going to read out your name, you have to tell me where you're from, what grade you're in, and have you received the materials? Okay? So I have the list of students I'm going to go through. So please make sure if you're online, unmute and answer. Okay? Kylie?
I'm from Sioux City, and I'm gonna be a junior, and I have the materials.
So junior, materials, Susie. Okay. Easton? Okay. Ashika?
I am from DB, and I'm going into seventh grade, and I am missing the Princeton Math and Science.
Yeah. Some students are missing one book, and we are hoping it's going to be delivered tomorrow. We're having a lot of issues with the publishers. We'll see what happens. So apologies for that. Krish?
I am from San Diego. I'm in 8th grade and I have received all the materials.
Thank you. Andy?
I'm from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I go to Lincoln High School. I'm a sophomore and I have all the materials.
Good. Aiden?
Sioux City. I have all the materials and I'll be a junior.
Okay. Sarah?
I am from Sioux Falls. I go to Oak Corman. I'm a senior and I have all the materials.
Krishank?
I'm Krishank, and I go to Irvington High School, and I have all the materials.
Okay. Lily?
I'm from Sioux Falls.
We have two Lilies, actually. Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Lily. Online.
I'm from Sioux Falls. I'm a junior and I have received my materials.
Okay. Gavin?
I'm from Dakota Dunes. I'm a junior, and I'm missing the Princeton Math and Science.
Okay. So that's two. I'm sorry if I say this name wrong, but I'm going to try. Mika? Michah? Okay. Clara?
I live in Sioux Falls. I'm a junior and I do have all the materials.
Okay. Olivia?
I'm from Sioux City. I'll be a sophomore, and I have all the materials.
Lily, this time.
Sioux City, and I'm a freshman, and I have them.
So, you have all the materials, right? Did you? Okay. I know the student's name, but I've always failed it, so I'm going to try it. Giuseppe? Did I say your name right?
It's Giuseppe. I'm from New York. I'm a freshman, and I have all the materials.
Okay. Sorry again, I'm going to try to say your name right. Reed?
From Sioux City, freshman. I have all my materials.
Okay. Miles?
I am from Sioux Falls. I'm a junior and I have all my materials.
Okay. Asta?
I'm from Sioux Falls. I am a junior and I have all my materials.
Okay. Shirley?
I'm from Texas. I'm a sophomore and I do have all the materials.
Awesome. Maybe I'm saying it wrong, but Greer? Gerer? I don't know. Help me out here.
It's Greer, and I'm
from Des Moines. I'm gonna be a sophomore and I have all of my materials.
Tell me how do you say it one more time, please?
Greer.
Greer. Okay, thank you. Hayden?
I'm from Erie, Colorado. I'm going into the 7th grade and I don't have the materials.
Okay, we just mailed your materials today morning. We're expecting it to have it Tuesday morning. That's what they say. So,
Okay.
all right. So, again, I'm using some of this class time just to make sure this was taken care of. Now, I want to share a couple more things before we get started. So, this is something new for us. We had, as I had mentioned, 6,000 students in this ACT prep over the last 16 years. We have two levels. This is the regular and we have an advanced level. So both are going up at the same time. So students who come here to New Horizon has different ambitions and hopes, okay? So for example, we had a student who joined our ACT prep maybe almost 10 years back now. He wanted a 16 in ACT and he had 11. That's all he wanted, 11 to a 16. He was a basketball player and that was his goal. Sounds good? And he did get and ended up getting a 21, by the way. That's a different story. But we had another student who joined here with a 34 ACT, already had a 34, wanted to get a 35. He ended up getting a 36 actually. He's in Stanford right now. But point I'm trying to make here is when you start this program, you're not competing with anybody here. You're competing with your best, with yourself. So for example, if your goal is to get a 24, we are okay with that. But our goal is to add 2 points to it. Sounds fair? So take your best and we're gonna add a 2 to it. Is that very clear? So everybody will have a target score on your mind and we wanna add 2 to it. So this is not a place, this is not a school place where you're gonna compete for a ranking or a valedictorian or 4.0, nothing like that. You're competing with your best and add 2 points. Couple more things I wanna talk about. Homework is extremely important. I can't emphasize enough the significance of homework. So I want to ask this question to any of the students here, if they know anybody, like your family friends, or neighbors who have taken this program in the past. Do you guys know anyone who have taken this program? Anybody face to face? How about online? Do you know anybody who have taken this program? I know at least 2 because their brothers and sisters took our classes. So, but what I'm trying to get to is basically, you can ask them the significance of homework. You don't do the homework, it's really gonna put it's gonna be a big problem. Okay. So what I want from you guys now is I would like you to I want to know if there is anybody who has not done the homework from last week. Of course, one student did not have the materials, so no worries about that. But if you have the materials and not did the homework, and I want you to be honest, by the way, things happen. Anybody? Okay, that's a great start. So they also did all the homework in the other group as well. Good. Next. I want to give an opportunity for you guys to ask questions about ACT now. And you can see from today's introduction, we have students from New York to Texas to California to Sioux City, Dakota Dunes. So we have students from probably everywhere you can think of right now. So one thing shouldn't change, whether you're online or face-to-face, is to ask questions and interact well with us. Otherwise, it will be very hard. And I already saw a pretty significant interaction from the advanced level already, so I was pretty happy about it. So please make sure you do that. Rikav started your ACT English today. How did it go? Any comments? Can I get any feedback quickly? Because if you guys don't interact, it'll be very hard for me to kind of gauge what's going on. So, online students, how did it go? Okay, I'm having some issues here, so let me try to see if I can fix it. I cannot see the participants list here, so. Okay, I'm having some issues. I can't see you guys, so we'll see. I'll try to adjust it next time, but I hope he was able to connect with you guys. Okay. Just want to give a little data about Rikav's ACT English. Probably the best program we ever offered was his English program. Last year, Rikav taught this class 2 times, fall and spring. We had 18 students get a perfect 36 in English. 18. So his notes, we have shared our stuff with him, but he wanted to create his own, and he worked on it for a long time. And whatever he is sharing with you guys is the most refined material you can think of. And I don't know if he said anything or not, he himself got a 36, perfect 36. So out of the 5 students who had a perfect 36, he is one among them, actually. So he goes to Creighton as a pre-med major. So seems to be doing really well as well there. So again, so online students, are you able to see my whiteboard?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know, for some real reason I'm not able to see it, so I'm just trying to make sure that you guys can see it. So okay, all right. Okay, is there anybody who doesn't have a calculator today?
I don't.
Okay, 1. Anybody else? Okay. Again, today we can manage. Starting next week, please make sure to have your calculators, okay? Now, you all should have a math packet in your blue bag. Can you guys please get it? It should be a spiral bound math packet. Yep. And Hayden you don't have it. Hopefully the rest, all of you have the material. That's probably a very, very, very important packet for you guys. Many of our students take it to college as well. So, very, very important. We're gonna be starting with that one. Open page 7, please. Open page 7. I'm gonna give you guys 5 minutes to read page 7, which is one of the most important pages for ACT Math. And that's your book. You can make notes, you can write down, you have highlighters we have given, whatever you guys want to do. 5 minutes on page 7, please. And Hayden, don't worry about it. You'll have the materials and you can follow it. There's nothing to worry about. one of the most important things we will be focusing entire semester is how well you learn things, okay? Again, you may make mistakes, we are okay with that. You may not get it at the right first time. You may not get it the second time. As you see in this class, we have students from 7th grade all the way to 11th graders. So we have a big spectrum of students. Focus on how you can learn best, okay? Again, it's not a competition, but it's a competition with your best, okay? All right, page 7, straight line equations, XY plane, one of the most important things you're gonna learn in ACT. Last couple of years back, in one of the ACT real tests, there were 13 questions from this page out of the 60 questions you're gonna get. So it's a huge portion, and you have to know this very well. So, in your notes, you should have a notebook. We have given a notebook to you guys. I'm gonna start with the first problem. I'm gonna give you a first question. Try it. If you don't get it, we're gonna work on it, okay? This is the XY plane. This is a straight line. So this is a simple XY plane. Your first question is, find the slope. Find the slope. As you guys work on it, I'm going to share a few things. The first 20 questions are the easiest. The next 20 are middle level. And the last 20 are the most difficult. So this is going to be a tier 1 question. That means it's in the first 20. And you should take the least amount of time so that you can actually finish the test on time. Of course, you can use the page number 7 to use as reference. One thing I would request from everybody, face-to-face and online students, is when I'm working on this problem, any problem on the whiteboard, I would like you not to write. I would like you to focus on the whiteboard. Sounds good? And then I'm going to give some time for you to write this down. But I really want you to focus on learning. Sounds good? Okay. Find the slope. Slope formula is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Please remember, in the real ACT, don't write this and waste your time. You don't have time for this. Sounds good? But of course, in the practice, you should. So y2, let's call this as y2, 3 minus y1, negative 6, divided by x2 is 11 minus of minus 1. So it'll be 9 divided by 12, which is 3 divided by 4. Sounds good? Literally, this is going to be a question in the ACT. I'll be shocked if I don't see this. But you don't want to take time. You may take time today. It may take time tomorrow. I'm okay with here. But when you get to the real ACT test, you need to have prepped well, where you should take somewhere around 20, 25 seconds to do this. Because you need more time for the most difficult questions later on. That's good? Okay. Any questions? And please remember, we can only succeed if when we discuss and make it a little fun. Otherwise, it'll be hard. Any questions? And online students are equal. I need equal participation from you guys, by the way. Okay. Question number 2. Find the distance. Find the distance. You can now use the page 7 to use the formulas. Don't worry about it. Eventually in the real test, you have to know it. And one more thing is, if we make a mistake during the lecture, it's me or anybody, or any of our instructors, don't wait, okay? Tell us right away so we can correct it, and sometimes mistakes happen, so don't wait. All right, find the distance. Square root of x1 minus x2 squared plus y1 minus y2 squared. So square root of x1 is 11, negative of negative 1. Be very careful with the negatives. Always use parentheses to be safe. Plus y1 is 3 minus of minus 6 squared. So this will be 12. 12 squared is 144. Plus, this is 9. 9 squared is 81. Is it 225? So square root of 225 is 15, right? It's an exact number. Okay. Make sense? In the real test, I would skip this step, go to this and this. Mistakes happen right here. You're under pressure. It's a test. It happens. This is where you want to be careful. Okay? Negatives. Be careful. Anybody, any questions? Yes.
Why did you use 11 for x1?
Okay. So, an x1 and the x2 are relative terms. If I call this as x1, this has to be x2. Okay? In this problem, let's say I call this as x2, but this has to be x1 then. So it's relative. So, but the most important thing is, if this is x1, this has to be x2. Make sense? Good. And this is what I want. Just a simple question, ask. Don't hold back. Good. Third. So these are all in the tier 1 level, by the way. First 20 level, first 20 questions, you're going to see these type of questions. Find the midpoint coordinates. Midpoint coordinates. All right, now I'm gonna do it like the real ACT test where I skip the formula, okay? So we're gonna get to that. So x1 plus x2 divided by 2. x1 plus x2 divided by 2 y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So 5. Make sense? Yes, no? And of course you can kind of guesstimate here, somewhere here is will be the midpoint, right? So 5 negative, something like that. So at least guesstimate it. Good? So where does students fail? They fail when they don't know the formula in these problems. The first 20, you have to know the formula, you plug it in, and boom, done. If you don't know the formula, there's nothing much you can do. Doesn't matter how intelligent you are, it doesn't matter. Make sense? It doesn't matter at the time. Okay, so these were all the tier 1 level questions you're going to get here. Now we're going to shift to tier 2 level questions, which is between 21 and 40. Okay? Question number 4. Find the y-intercept. Find the y-intercept. Now you've got to start thinking a little bit more. It's okay to be wrong here. It's more important to learn. Don't worry about right, wrong answers. All right. Now, what I want to ask everybody is, face-to-face and online, if you know your answer is correct and you're confident, can you unmute and tell me your name? And if you're here, just tell me your name. Just raise your hands. Anybody? Okay. Anybody online?
Hayden.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. We have 20 students, so only one so far. Okay. Remember one thing, this is an important one. This is a big, big deal for you. Okay? So, put a star mark here. You want to try as many problems on practice on y-intercepts. Again, as I said, when I'm doing the problem, you need to be laser focused. And then I'm going to give some time for you to write this. But boy, if you don't know this, you'll be in for a big surprise in ACT. So, listen up. So, I'm pretty confident that most of you or all of you know this equation, y is equal to mx plus b, called the slope-intercept form, right? You learn in what? Maybe in 5th, 6th, 7th grade somewhere, something like that. B is your y-intercept, right? B is your y-intercept, which is right here. This is your B. So you can do a process of elimination in ACT. You get 5 answer choices, right? It has to be positive, right? It cannot be 0. So you should be able to eliminate 3 answer choices right there. Usually you can eliminate 3 because it cannot be it cannot be negative. It cannot be 0. It has to be only be positive. And if you're careful, it has to be. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. This. I should have said this one. What am I thinking? This is your y-intercept, that is your x-intercept, by the way. I'm sorry about that. So this has to be a negative y-intercept. I was like, that's not making sense to me. So if you do the process of elimination, you can eliminate 0. You can eliminate positives. You're left with only negative. And you can see this, if this is -6 here, this has to be between 0 and -6. So you can actually do the process of elimination significantly in ACT to actually, but you'll be left with 2. Then you'll have to solve it. So you already found the slope M, right? Now you can pick any point, A or B. Let's pick B here. So y is 3. Slope is 3/4, x is 11 plus b. So you can pick any point on the straight line to find the slope, to find the y-intercept here. Of course, now this becomes simple solving equation. So 3 is equal to 33 divided by 4 plus b minus 32. So you basically solve for b is equal to 3 minus 33 divided by 4. So what I would like you guys to do is to learn a trick, okay? Get your calculators, please. And okay, I want to show everybody how to do this. If you have a graphing calculator, okay, you can do this. So do 3 minus 33 divided by 4 and hit enter. And you should get it like a decimal place or whatever it is, right? You get something like this. Now, at this particular point, at the top left, there's a key called MATH, math. Click on that. Click on number 1, and then hit enter. It converts to a fraction. So I repeat, when you want to convert a decimal to a fraction in the graphing calculator, you hit the math, number 1, enter. Okay? The reason is in the ACT they only prefer fractions, which is basically -21 or 4. And I want to make sure that every single one of you has done this if you have a graphing calculator. Okay? Go ahead and try this out. You guys good? 1, 2, 3. Getting good? Okay. I want to make sure, because I want to help, because this is what we expect. Online students, is there anybody who didn't get this? You just have to unmute and tell me your name, so I want to make sure you guys get this.
I have a question. I don't have that exact calculator. I have like a TI Inspire one. Does that matter? Or?
It does not matter. It's allowed in the ACT, but we don't use it. But it should be a pretty similar step to get to that point. Make sense?
Okay.
Yeah, but it's allowed to use the TI Inspire in the real ACT test, so you're okay. Anybody else? Okay. All right. So you can see you get a negative value here, as expected. So this point, this coordinate, x will be 0 because the y-intercept is only touching y, and it will be -21 over 4. Well, it has to be negative and all those things, so we know that. So this is how you actually can also verify your answer is correct. This is a huge deal for you guys. Go ahead and write down this, please. finding y-intercept is a very commonly asked question in ACT. And if anybody has any questions, and I want to apologize for this silly mistake here. I don't know what I was thinking. If you're done with question number 4, that's a y-intercept, we go to question number 5. And please stop me if you have any questions, okay? Question number 5 is find the equation of the line. Find the equation. All right, listen up. So remember, we just wrote the slope intercept form, y is equal to mx plus b. So this is nothing but the straight line equation, am I right? So x is an independent variable, y is a dependent variable. All equations will have x and y. So we never focus on that. What we focus is on the constants, m and b in this case. Well, we already found the the m, which was 3/4 x, and we just found this y-intercept, negative 21/4. This is your straight line equation. Now, please listen up though. As we have already done the slope, we already have done the y-intercept, we could easily get to the answer. But imagine they give this graph and they ask directly this question. You still have to find the slope, you still have to find the y-intercept, and then get to this point. It's going to take time. This is a tier 2 level question because it takes time or it's a little bit difficult. Now, listen to this very carefully. You do this, you get to this, sometimes you may not see this in the real answer choice, and you should not panic just because you don't see it, okay? Why? Because ACT is known to reformat the answers. What it means is, look at this. They're going to multiply this entire thing by 4 to get rid of the denominators, which is 4. So 4y is equal to 3x minus 21. Sounds good? So this might be a possibility. It can be this or this. Now, they're going to bring the x on the other side. Negative 3x, negative 3x. So negative 3x plus 4y is equal to negative 21. This can be another possibility. They're just playing around, okay? To see if we can reformat it. So it can be this, or this. Now, I'm going to multiply this one by negative 1 to make this coefficient of x positive. 3x minus 4y is equal to 21. The reason I do that is now this is in a what is called a standard form. And in the standard form, the coefficient of x has to be positive. Here it is negative. This is called standard form. And I've seen many times they ask this. This is your slope intercept form. So if they ask for standard form, ensure this has to be positive. You have no choice. So, but you can have this form, this form, this form, or this. Well, if it's this is easy. If it's not, you'll have to do more steps. You should not panic. You should know your method, and you have to get to that one. Please remember, if you have to graph in the calculator, you can't graph any of this except this. Okay? This is what we call a graphable equation. In a graphable equation, you always have just the y by itself, okay? And the rest, everything is on the other side. Sounds good? A graphable equation has y, dependent variable by itself. The rest is on the other side of the equal sign. Make sense? Graphable equation. Go ahead and write down this. This is a big deal, guys. This is very, very important. I cannot emphasize how many times I've seen this. All right. Now, I want to correct my mistake here on this one when I drew this line. So, this is called the y-intercept because it touches the y-axis, right? This is called the x-intercept because it touches the x-axis. When it touches the y-axis, x is 0. When it touches the x-axis, y is 0. So, they can ask question number 1, they can ask 2, 3, 4, 5. They can also ask one more thing is find the x-intercept. Find the x-intercept. At that time, what you have to do, and I'm going to do this myself to show you steps here. you can use either this equation, or this equation, or this. It doesn't matter which one you use. You'll get to the same answer. Let me use this one. To find the x-intercept, y is 0. So I'm just going to make y 0. So 3x is equal to 21. X is equal to 7, which has to be positive. Please remember, it looks pretty easy right now because we just already know all these things. But if this was directly asked, you have to find slope, y-intercept, equation, then plug in y is equal to 0, and then solve for x again. It's going to take you almost 2 minutes in the real test. That's why it's called a tier 3 question. So this is tier 3, this is tier 2. And the first 4 questions what we did are like tier 1 questions. So what's the x-intercept? You plug in y is equal to 0. And this is true for any function. And please remember, starting today, or maybe starting tomorrow, whenever we do this stuff, we don't study y-intercept much. We study x-intercept. We study x-intercept a lot, which is more important than y-intercept. So what do you do to get an x-intercept? You take a straight line equation, any equation, put y is equal to 0. Boom. Make sense? And of course, you can again do the process of elimination. It has to be positive, it cannot be 0, and it has to be less than 11. You can do a lot of process of elimination. Go ahead and write on this. And you could have taken any of those equations. I just took the last one. Any questions? Any doubts? Something to clarify? Yeah, you can expect almost 5 questions on an average on this. I'm not even kidding. It's a big deal. That's why we start with this page, because this needs so much practice, and you need to be really good at this because you want to bang these points. Sounds good? Next weekend is a long weekend, so you have no class next weekend. Okay? So you have done week 1. This week will be week 2, will be homework. When you have when there's no class, then there's no homework as well. So you can catch up if you're behind, that's okay. But you won't have any. So whenever we meet, the following week will be the homework. Sounds good? So, again, welcome to New Horizon Fall ACT Prep class. And I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Again, I expect you guys to ask questions. Take care. Do the homework. Bye-bye. Have a good day, guys.